Hi everybody, Wardinator here. Just with a quick update on my 66 gallon CO2 pressurized unit that I have over here. I had somebody knock on my door today, and it was one of the guys that does the maintenance here. What happened last year is my air conditioner crapped out. He couldn't get the full-size one, so he put this little unit in, and I went to fire this thing up. It's already broken. We can hear something clicking in the fan or something. But as you see throughout the winter too, because it's not the right size, it doesn't fill up the space in the back. All the snow's kind of come through there, and I've had water leakage, and I would imagine there's probably they got to do some work on this unit. I can imagine there's probably some mold or some garbage in there, but yeah, this is like right here is the full size of the frame. He had to build all this up. It did look nice when he first did it, but like I said, you see all the water stains and shit. Anyway, so with them coming to replace this, that means I have to tear down this unit right here, which sucks because you know what, it's taken me a long time to figure out this bad boy, and I've been to hell or high water with this tank, and I've still managed to keep it decent looking, I figure, and I think this is a nice looking tank. I've already removed my angels. I don't know where I'm going to put everybody. I'll probably have to put some people in buckets for a couple days with the fish tank water and an air stone. I recently added an oxygen bubbler too, so you know what, I realized last time I was running CO2 I did have a bubbler in this corner, and I was running actually everything in this corner with the do-it-yourself, and with the amount of oxy and the amount of carbon dioxide I had a good mix. It's just I couldn't, like I said, I couldn't sustain a steady CO2, but now that I'm sustaining this steady CO2, my plants are just great. These guys are starting to bounce back really nice now. Some of those bearded leaves will have to be picked, of course, when it grows out a bit more. Like I said, I still got a bit of beard on some stuff, but it's diminishing. It's not really growing on anything. These guys in a corner, I got a whole bunch of different array of plants back here. I did split up those two storage. You can see them right there. Now they're apart. Remember, they were right in that spot where the center one was. Now I've split them up. I put one there, and actually there's one just behind it there, and there's two behind this log. But I guess it doesn't matter which way I've planted them anyway. I've got to rip all this down and move stuff. So when I'm doing this, I'm going to take out the log. I'm actually going to take the substrate out because I'm going to dirt this tank. This tank is going to be dirted. This is the only one left that I have to dirt. Yeah, I'm going to actually pull out the substrate. I believe some of my substrate's actually gone anaerobic, which means it's not really helping me out. It's got some dead spots in it, because when I'm pulling all the roots and stuff from some of the plants, I got some really nice healthy roots, and then I got some black, icky, smelly, really bad stuff in there, and I don't think I really have a good mix of stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to rinse this substrate, probably just with the tank water. I got a hose system and everything for this, so I'm going to try to save as much of the water as I can to rinse it, because you don't want to rinse it all with chlorinated water if you can. Basically, I'm just going to rinse all this out the best I can, or maybe I'm just going to vacuum it out, aqua vacuum it, you know, like crazy, as much as I can, get as much of the caca and nasties out of it, and then I'm going to lay this stuff back over top of soil. So when I set up this tank again, it will be dirted. It will be a full dirted tank. I'm actually going to probably get a friend of mine who's really good with rocks and aquascaping as well. He's got a good eye for it. I'm going to get him to give me a hand with this. I think two heads are better than one, so if we can come together on something. I'm still going to use this as my focal point. I might have it orientated a different way, but I'm kind of excited to see what's going to happen. So maybe by next week I'll have this done. I know this week I got to tear this thing down sometime, so I'm slowly removing fish from it. And this is probably the last video I'm going to make on this unit here. Like I said, I have my other units, my 20 gallon here. I just did a water change on this because I'm going to add a bunch of fish to it, and I'm going to have to keep up on that. I might be able to fire a few of the small guys in here. I only got one lonely shrimp back there. This was a baby shrimp, the only survivor of 13 shrimp I had put in here. This guy is the only guy. He was small. He was like just microscopic at the time, and now he's growing up inside here. But yeah, I got some scrubbing to do on this one here. Like I said, I got these some of this is snails and freshwater limpets, and yeah, I just got to give it a scrub, a dub, and maybe I'll actually water change it. I've never water changed. I've water changed this thing maybe twice. I think it's due for a water change, maybe freshen up the water. But my plants are always doing immaculate in here. This is that Fluval Spec 2.5 gallon with the LED light system. It's this one here, and this thing has done amazing. This is also dirted with Fluval Stratum, so there's dirt on the bottom, Fluval Stratum there on the top, and that's all I use. Originally what I was going to do with this one here was I was going to order an ADA aqua soil and do a ADA substrate system, but I really don't have time for that right now. It's crunch time. I got to rip this thing apart this week. I'm so sad that I have to do it, but you know what I mean. Plants always regrow. The CO2's kicking ass in here, guys. Sorry my lights are glaring pretty hard here, but this Sprite is a wicked indicator. It's been growing. I had to cut so much of it back this last couple days. These guys are jumping right out of the water. They're starting to reach. The Aponigaton's always doing good. It's sending up flowers every other day. The Sprite in this corner here is nice and lush and green. It's not brown. Usually if it does go brown, it's usually plants propagating within it, and I usually just pull them out once it gets too crowded. This one does the same thing. Pops off tons of propagated other plants. Like you'll see little roots and stuff in there, and when you pull them out, rake it through with your hand, you'll pull out a bunch of little plants. And those plants will always be ready to go, and you can replant them. This thing gives forth so much plants, it's crazy. And my swords when they're pulling up like that, those leaves are looking really good. These guys are doing awesome. I snipped their roots down, cleaned them up. A little bit of Java fern back there. I've tried to plant this I don't know how many times. I don't know if it's my snails or my pleco or whatever, but they keep pulling it out of the wood. I have it pinched in there and they still do it. I don't know who's pulling on it, but yeah, I got a pleco in here that's not going back in here. He's got to be about a good 6 to 8 inches. He's huge, a leopard pleco. I'm going to keep him in my 20 gallon. And I've got 33 inhabitants in this tank alone, and it's going to be fun trying to catch them. I had a list for everybody if you're wondering what's in just this tank alone. There's 33 fish. Now I write like a child here, so I'm just going to read it out to you. 3 coolie loaches, 1 peacock eel, 2 blue angels, 1 yellow marble angelfish, 3 sharks, roseline sharks or Denison's barbs, 2 Columbia tetras, 2 black skirts, 2 dwarf gouramis, 2 clown loaches, 1 discus, 6 ghost catfish, 4 apple snails, 2 corridoras, and 2 plecos. That gives me a grand total of 33 inhabitants in just this guy right here. Never mind the 10 gallon in my bedroom and what I've got in here. So I've got fair bit of fish in the house here. Like I said, I'm going to have to really carefully think about moving these guys and crowding each other in for a couple days. Like I said, some will go in buckets, and I'll aerate the water, of course, and it will be this water from this tank here that they'll be in. So shouldn't be too bad for them. These guys take a beating. Done lots to the tank. They seem to be, all my fish seem to be really hardy fish, so I don't think it's going to affect them too much. These black skirts came with this tank when I got it. They're the only remaining originals actually from this tank. I sold off some of my pairs my angel pairs that were just getting too big in here. And anyway, enough of my babbling. Everybody, this is the last video I'm going to make of the 66 for a while. I got to rip this guy down, and next time you see it, it's going to be an entire new animal. Alright, ciao.